Do you ever feel a quiet ache within you, a persistent hum of dissatisfaction beneath the surface of your curated life, an unspoken anxiety that whispers constantly, telling you that something is fundamentally amiss, that despite your efforts, you are not truly free, not truly at peace? The subtle disquiet. It is not merely a modern malady. It is the ancient echo of mind untethered from its true north, adrift in a sea of its own making. You see, much of this unease stems from a deep-seated misunderstanding of self, nurtured by an ego relentlessly comparing, eternally striving for external validation, a performance for an audience that rarely truly sees you. It's a relentless chase, an endless marathon to outrun the ghost of inadequacy. We are conditioned from birth to believe that happiness is an external destination, a product to be consumed, a status to be achieved, a perfect image to be projected, and beneath that performance lie the shadows, the unexamined fears, the unacknowledged wounds, those part of ourselves we deem unacceptable, pushed into the dark corners of our psyche, where they fester and sabotage our peace. This constant struggle, this internal civil war, distorts reality itself, painting our world with the colors of our own conditioned suffering, blinding us to profound power we possess, the only power that truly matters, the first profound truth, the bedrock of all lasting tranquility, is to understand what is truly yours and what is not. This is a dichotomy of control, a concept so simple, yet so relentlessly resisted by the ego. It states that some things are within your power, while most are not. Your opinions, your impulses, your desires, your aversions, these are yours command. But your body, your possessions, your reputation, your office, and indeed, all that is not your own doing. These are external, outside your dominion. The difficulty in embracing this lies in our fundamental human tendency to grasp, to cling to the illusion that we can dictate the world around us, that we just worry enough or plan enough or manipulate enough. We can bend reality to our will. We confuse influence with control, and when reality inevitably refuses to conform, we are left shattered, frustrated, feeling like a victim of cosmic injustice. To ignore this truth is to condemn yourself to perpetual agitation, to rage against the turning of the tides, to exhaust your precious mental energy on things that were never yours to direct. Imagine a ship captain, frantically trying to control the wind or the waves, instead of setting the sails and steering the rudder. That is you, when you fret over the opinions of others, or the vagaries of the market, or the unpredictable whims of fate. The application is a daily discernment, a relentless self-inquiry. Ask yourself, is this truly within my sphere of influence, my volitional power? If not, then practice the profound art of letting go, of releasing your grip on that which was never yours to hold. As Epictetus taught us, some things are in our control, and others are not. If you think that only those things that are in your control are yours, and that what is not in your control is not yours, then you'll be free and unhindered. This clarity, this radical acceptance, becomes a gateway to your freedom. Once you truly understand what you cannot control, you begin to see the beauty in embracing what simply is. This leads to our second profound lesson, Amor Fati, the love of fate. This is not a passive resignation. It is an active, even joyous, affirmation of everything that happens. It means not merely enduring what life throws at you, but loving it, accepting it as an integral and necessary part of your journey. This is where modern psychology meets ancient wisdom. Carl Jung spoke of the importance of integrating the shadow, confronting the unloved parts of our experience, the trauma, the failure, the betrayal. Amor Fati asks you to do the same with the unfolding tapestry of your life. It asks you to look at every thread, the dark and the light, the broken and the beautiful, and declare, this is mine, and I would have it no other way. Why is this so difficult? Because our ego rebels against suffering, against imperfection, against anything that doesn't fit our idealized narrative of how life should be. We try to curate our experience, to filter out the unpleasantness, to pretend that pain doesn't exist. But to deny these parts of your story is to deny a piece of yourself, to sever your connection to the wholeness of existence. And what happens if you ignore this? You live in a constant state of internal conflict, forever fighting against reality, forever wishing things were different. This internal resistance is the source of endless anguish. To apply Amor Fati, begin by observing your automatic judgments of good and bad. When something seemingly negative occurs, pause, and instead of immediately resisting it, ask, how might this serve me? What lesson does it carry? What strength does it demand of me? It is about transforming every obstacle into an opportunity, every setback into a stepping stone. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Embrace the journey, not just the destination, and as we embrace the entirety of life, we must also acknowledge its inevitable end. This brings us to Memento Mori. Remember you must die. This is not a morbid preoccupation with death, but a powerful, life-affirming catalyst for living. In our modern world, we build elaborate defenses against the idea of death. We avoid the topic, we hide the dying, we chase eternal youth and endless distractions. But this avoidance robs us of life's urgency, its preciousness. The difficulty lies in confronting our deepest fear, the dissolution of the self, the unknown. Our ego clings to existence, to identity, but what happens when you ignore this truth? You live as if you have an infinite supply of tomorrows, postponing your dreams, deferring your true purpose, wasting your days on trivialities and fleeting pleasures. You become complacent, living a life that is merely tolerable instead of truly lived. To apply Memento Mori, integrate it into your daily awareness. Start your day by considering the possibility that this might be your last. End your day by reflecting on how you spent your finite hours. Seneca urged us, you live as if you were destined to live forever. No thought of your fragility ever enters your head. You make no count of time already gone. You squander it as if you drew from a full and abundant store, when in fact a single drop of it may be all you have. Let the awareness of your finite time ignite your passion, sharpen your focus, and inspire you to live with virtue, integrity, and intention. Right now, with this sharpened awareness, we can then prepare ourselves not just for life, but for adversity. This is Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. It is the practice of mentally rehearsing future challenges, misfortunes, even tragedies, not to invite them, but to steel yourself against their impact. In an age of comfort and convenience, where every discomfort is seen as an affront, this practice seems counterintuitive, even pessimistic. The difficulty stems from our inherent optimism bias, our wishful thinking, and our avoidance of discomfort. We prefer to imagine only good things, to live in a bubble of perceived safety. But what happens if you ignore this? You become fragile, easily shattered by the smallest setback. You're caught off guard by the inevitable storms of life, suffering twice, once in the event and again in the shock and unpreparedness. To apply Premeditatio Malorum, take a few moments each day or each week and deliberately contemplate potential difficulties. Imagine losing your job, facing a betrayal, encountering illness, not dwelling on a negative emotion, but planning your response, thinking through how you would act with courage, with wisdom, with justice, with temperance. As Seneca advised, he who has anticipated the coming of trouble takes away its power when it arrives. By facing these possibilities in your mind's eye, you rob them of their power to surprise and overwhelm you. You build mental resilience, turning potential disasters into mere inconveniences. This mental preparation then paves the way for a deeper understanding of what truly constitutes a good life. This is the Stoic emphasis on virtue as the sole good. For the Stoics, external things like wealth, health, reputation are merely indifferents, neither good nor bad in themselves, only made so by how you use them. True good lies within, in the cultivation of your character, your virtue, your reason. These cardinal virtues are wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Wisdom to discern what is good, what is evil, and what is indifferent. Justice to act fairly and kindly towards others. Courage to face fear and adversity. Temperance to exercise self-control, and moderation. The difficulty for us moderns is profound. We are constantly bombarded with messages that equate happiness with material possessions, with external achievements, with fleeting pleasures. Our entire economic system is built upon this externalized value system. to shift your focus inward, to place virtue above all else, feels almost radical. What happens if you ignore this? You become perpetually dissatisfied, chasing an endless stream of external fixes for an internal void. You become a slave to circumstance, forever dependent on what the world gives or takes away. Your life lacks a strong internal compass, leaving you vulnerable to every societal whim. To apply this, regularly examine your actions, not by their outcomes, but by the intention and virtue behind them. Did you act with honesty, with integrity, with empathy, regardless of the result? Marcus Aurelius taught, if you are pained by any external thing, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Cultivate the inner garden of your character. Knowing that true wealth resides there, this focus on virtue naturally leads us to redefine our goals, shifting them from external outcomes to internal efforts. This is internalizing goals. Instead of setting a goal like, I will win this award, or I will get this promotion, you reframe it to, I will do my absolute best work on this project, or I will learn and grow every day in my role. The distinction is critical. The difficulty here is that our society constantly rewards outcomes, not just effort. We are judged by results, by trophies, by metrics. It feels counterintuitive to detach from the ultimate prize. But what happens if you ignore this? You become a hostage to external circumstances. Your happiness becomes conditional on things largely outside your control. You experience intense anxiety and disappointment when outcomes don't align with your desires. Even if your effort was impeccable, your self-worth becomes tethered to fickle external validations. To apply internalizing goals, consciously rephrase your aspirations. Identify the parts that are purely within your volitional power, the effort, the learning, the attitude. Focus on those, letting go of attachment to the specific result. As Epictetus advised, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. By doing so, you reclaim your agency. You experience consistent satisfaction in your efforts, and you build an unshakable inner peace, independent of the world's capricious rewards. With this internalized perspective, we can then engage in another powerful Stoic practice, negative visualization. This is a deliberate contemplation of losing the things you cherish, your loved ones, your health, your possessions, your abilities, far from being pessimistic. This exercise is a profound tool for cultivating gratitude and fortifying your resilience. The difficulty lies in our natural human aversion to loss, to imagining a world without what we hold dear. It feels painful, even dangerous, to open oneself up to such thoughts. But what happens if you ignore this? You take everything for granted. You become complacent, blind to the immense good you already possess. And when inevitable loss does strike, and it always does, you are utterly devastated, shattered by the sudden absence of something you never truly appreciated in its presence. To apply negative visualization, regularly take time to imagine these losses. See your loved ones as borrowed, your health as a temporary gift, your possessions as transient. Do not wallow in sadness, but let the thought of their absence sharpen your appreciation for their presence. Experience a profound gratitude for what you have right now. Seneca beautifully summarizes by saying, rehearse evils. This is the way to be tranquil in the time of adversity. This practice transforms your perspective, making you realize the immense richness of your current life, freeing you from the constant yearning for what you lack. As our appreciation deepens and our focus shifts inward, our perspective on our own problems can often become distorted. This is where perspective taking becomes invaluable. The practice of stepping back, zooming out to view your troubles from a broader, even cosmic vantage point. The difficulty is our ego's self-centeredness, its tendency to magnify our personal dramas, to place ourselves at the center of the universe. We become consumed by our immediate concerns, believing our struggles are unique, monumental, insurmountable. What happens if you ignore this? You become overwhelmed by minor setbacks, crippled by anxiety over things that, in the grand scheme, are utterly insignificant. You lose context, allowing the immediate and trivial to dictate your emotional state. To apply perspective taking, imagine yourself observing your life from above, from a great distance. See your city, your country, your planet, in the vastness of the cosmos. How small, how fleeting are your immediate concerns when viewed through this lens? Marcus Aurelius, writing in the midst of ruling an empire, often practiced this. Keep before your eyes a whole time and a whole substance. How small a part of each is yours, and how fleeting and brief your time. This practice doesn't diminish your pain, but it puts it into its proper proportion. It reminds you of the interconnectedness of all things and the transient nature of even the most formidable challenges. The journey through these principles, from the dichotomy of control to perspective taking, is not a series of isolated steps, but a continuous, interwoven process of transformation. Each lesson reinforces the next, building a fortress of inner strength, and at the heart of this fortress, guiding every decision, every reaction, is the power of reason. This is a capacity unique to humans, to observe our thoughts, to challenge our impulses, to choose our responses rather than merely reacting. It is the antidote to irrational passions, to uncontrolled emotions that lead us astray. The difficulty in harnessing reason lies in the sheer force of our primal emotions, our conditioned responses, our unexamined beliefs. We're often carried away by anger, fear, desire, without ever pausing to question their validity. What happens if you ignore this? You become a slave to your instincts, a puppet of your passions, tossed about by every external event. You live a reactive life, instead of a deliberate one, always chasing fleeting pleasures or fleeing imagined threats. To apply reason, cultivate a habit of pausing before you react. When a strong emotion arises, observe it. Do not immediately identify with it. Ask yourself, is this emotion serving me? Is it based on truth or merely on an assumption, a distorted perception? Use logic, use wisdom to guide your judgments. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you'll find strength. This conscious application of reason, this internal dialogue, is your greatest tool for achieving mastery over yourself. This mastery, this profound flourishing, is what the Stoics called Eudaimonia. It is not mere happiness, but a deep and abiding sense of purpose, of living well, of living in harmony with nature and reason. It is a profound satisfaction that comes from constantly striving to be the best version of yourself in every circumstance. The work, however, is never truly finished. There is no ultimate destination where you finally arrive as a Stoic sage. It is a continuous practice, a daily commitment, a lifelong refinement of character. The world will constantly test you. Your ego will constantly try to reassert its old patterns. The shadows will try to creep back into the light. But this is the beauty of the journey. Each challenge is an opportunity to practice, to strengthen your resolve, to deepen your understanding. So now, you stand at a crossroads. You can continue to drift, a leaf on the current of external events, perpetually seeking validation, forever at the mercy of your unexamined desires and fears. Or you can choose a different path, a path of deliberate agency, a profound responsibility. This is not a philosophy to be merely studied, but to be embodied, to be lived. It demands your full attention, your unwavering courage, your relentless self-honesty. The time for passive consumption of wisdom is over. The time for comfortable contemplation is past. Your life, your precious, finite life, calls for action, calls for transformation, the responsibility, the immense and undeniable responsibility for your inner world, for your peace, for your flourishing, rests squarely, irrevocably with you. There is no guru who can walk this path for you, no book that can bestow wisdom without your diligent application, no external solution for an internal crisis. You are the architect of your soul, the master of your fate. Begin now, take the first step, confront the shadows, embrace the journey, and claim profound freedom that has always been your birthright. It is waiting for you, within you, always.